Hi guys, Canadian Zangief back again, and this is another JABBERCUT, another update on the Polymega. It seems like things are starting to really get moving here. Just yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, I posted on Facebook that they had set up Polymega had set up a E3 booth with a prototype console ready to play, or even further than a prototype. It's one of the first manufactured ones. So it's going to happen. It's not just vaporware, unlike some projects that there's a lot of skepticism circling around. But be that as it may, they had a system for demo, and they did a couple interviews with a couple people that went to E3, and they posted it, and it was interesting to see what they wrote about, because they're saying that unlike what they originally, when the Polymega retro blocks started to come around, they were thinking of going the crowdfunding method, but they've decided against it, and they've actually gone to a larger company to help back it with them. They've already raised, I think, $500,000, and they're going to be getting another 2 to 3 million from this company. Now, the company that's joining with them has not been disclosed, I believe, but the father company that's running the Polymega is Playmoji or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, the important thing is they're apparently going to start pre-ordering campaigns in about 3 months or so. And they're looking at production being completed and into shipping by the end of the year. End of 2018. Like, wow. Stuff like that, you don't see it too often anymore. You see a reveal, and you're waiting 2 years for it to come out as they hem and haw over it. This is still pretty early to speculate. It could very well turn into that. But it brings me back to a time of old when, development and game development and console development was really behind the scenes. Like when the Super Nintendo came out, it seemed to me that, at least when I was growing up, it could have been different for other people, but there was a very short ad campaign beforehand, like maybe a month at most, and then it was just out in the store. And of course, everyone loved it. It blew people away, and it's Nintendo took that serious foothold, step forward from their major success from regular Nintendo, all stuff was like that before. It's just nowadays with social media being so relevant that as soon as an idea sparks, it seems to just everyone knows about it before it is even more than a concept, which is, I guess, is good and bad in two ways. It gets people worked up, and could get people disappointed. So good and bad, I guess. But they went on to say with the interview that the Polymega price point is going to be $249.99 US. A little bit steep. A little bit more steep than I was hoping. Well, I knew it was going to be about 200 because they said that before. But if it comes out and it's not crowdfunded and it is a retail sale, I think I'm okay with that. If I can go to a store and buy this thing, and if it doesn't meet my expectations, I can bring it back. So I will pay a little bit more if it's not a crowdfunding, kind of business model, because they have to put all the work into me, the consumer, to convince me that my money is worth that much and it's worth that product. rather than, I'm so hesitant, I don't really want to bash the Atari VCS, I've been pretty publicly negative about it, and I hate being that guy, so I'm not going to talk about that, but that's one of the big reasons why I'm kind of on the fence with the Atari VCS, is because of the crowdfunding. But I would have the same hesitations if the Polymega was crowdfunded too. But we don't have to worry about that, I hope. This is what they're saying. Things could change if their company they're partnering with doesn't pony up the extra money. But they do sound confident, especially with pre-orders in 3 months and, shipping at the end of the year. But as well as the main console being $249.99, that will be able to play all retro CD-based games with a modern UI that will be able to stream and catalog and everything like that. It looks really nice. You'll be able to get modules that will be able to play pretty much every other system, from $59.99 and up per each module. And they come with like a controller that suits that game genre, which is pretty nice, So I guess if I only wanted like one module, then it would be pretty cheap. For instance, I was getting pretty excited about the Retron 77, and I'm pretty much about to be putting my pre-order in for it because it's supposed to be out in a month, which is also quite surprising. Well, they've been hemming and hawing about it for quite a long time. A lot of people have been kind of frustrated. And for them to just reveal that it'll be out and shipped in a month, after no dates at all, was kind of surprising. But maybe they learned from their mistakes from the Retron 5, giving release date after release date, having to change it repeatedly over and over and over again. A lot of people lost their faith in Hyperkin over that. But if they could stay to their release date, I think it's an excellent ground to win back a lot of their customer base. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it with the Polymega. The price point, the release dates, pre-orders 3 months, coming out at the end of the year. And I'll post anything else that I notice come up on social media or I'm tapped on the shoulder. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.